procedure. What's next on our list? Start?
Well, could you give us some examples of tasks or activities in our Father's kingdom? You mentioned radio signals.
That's a good one. I'm glad we brought that up. We don't have a lot of knowledge of the activities that go on in our Father's kingdom. And we have little tiny glimpses of what might go on, but we don't know the particulars too well. And I think it's good that they I suspect that the reason that they don't let us know the particulars about that is we'd probably go around so pleased with it that we'd boast about it, and that wouldn't be appropriate. But some of the things that we suspect are their activities, like you could say, well, what's going to replace, being a clerk in the department store or working in the hospital? And that's a good one, because our Father's kingdom has a fairly close equivalent to the hospital or the emergency ward or the certain things related to medicine and trying to save lives. One thing that we suspect where our activity of our Father's kingdom dives in and has a lot of work to do, and that is when a soul is leaving a vehicle. In other words, the leaf is falling off of that particular family vine. And that soul then is lifted out of that vehicle for that period of time. And we feel that it is an action of our Father's kingdom if that soul has any significant relationship to our Father's kingdom. In other words, depends upon what is in that soul, what degree of that soul is made up of goodness or mind from our Father's kingdom. Now, we don't know where they draw the line. We don't know, they may even participate in handling these souls and helping them get from one fallen leaf to the next potential new leaf, or coming through the womb so that they take a new vehicle. We don't know where they draw that line, but we do feel very strongly that one of the activities of our Father's kingdom is helping souls be released from a vehicle and take possession of another one, or move into another one. Now, we've got to mention here just for a moment that how would another one qualify? That other one has to qualify in order to have a match for all of the things that soul was hooked on in its previous leaf. This new leaf has to have the potential for all of those things, because what it hasn't overcome, it's going to have to overcome. So that soul doesn't get to go out of the body and be clean and free just because it got to die, so to speak. Of course, it didn't get to die. Just the vehicle withered and fell off the branch. So we feel is definitely an activity of our Father's kingdom. We feel that our Father's kingdom, like Star mentioned, what about radio signals? The British Broadcasting Company, or what are the names of some of these other free, Radio Free Europe, or what's that?
Voice of America.
Voice of America. Yes, these signals that are sent out, kind of propaganda in a sense, that are sent out over the air, and people who have their radios, be it shortwave or what, those signals are actually sent out. Now, our Father's kingdom and even Satan's kingdom, they have realistically, with our brains, they can send out radio signals on frequencies that humans do not have the capacity to even perceive. Now, some humans, we've read some books where some humans have actually been advanced in their laboratory experiments with computers and oscillators, and have actually learned some frequencies where they felt like they could pick up transmissions from space aliens or from other camps. We feel that the way these radio signals work is quite different from this camp over here. Satan's camp, Lucifer's camp, their propaganda is going 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on just about every channel on the band, or every band on the dial. Our Father's kingdom is, it's hard to find the bands. It takes effort to find the bands. And when you find the band, it's silent. Why? Because it says, ask, and you receive. On those other bands, you don't have to ask anything. It all comes free. It's just right there. It's just knocking you down, and you turn to every channel, and you get a lot more than you asked for, and you hear just about the same thing on every channel. If you stay on that channel long enough, you'll hear